How's it going, everyone? Welcome to my channel. My name is Swanee, and it's Saturday. So that means I'll be going over all the news from the past week that happened in Helldivers 2. No clickbait, no BS, and no padding to purposefully stretch daily videos past the 8-minute mark for additional ad revenue. I will only post a news update video if 1, something very important happens the day of, or 2, on Saturdays where I'll just round up all the smaller news stories throughout the week. So if you like this style of Helldivers 2 news coverage, then consider hitting the like button and subscribing, and let's just jump right into it. So first things first, there was a patch on Tuesday, and when you're looking at the patch notes, there's nothing too fancy in here, just a couple of crash fixes and miscellaneous fixes and stuff like that. But below the surface, they added a couple of things that were pretty interesting. So for one, this was the introduction to the Gloom. On Tuesday, we had our very first major order that was related to the Gloom. We went into the Gloom, and we got to fight a couple new enemy types. But then immediately on the same day, they had to turn off the new enemy types because it was causing a ton of crashes. So then Wednesday, on the 19th, there was another patch that went live where they fixed the crashes that was being caused by the new Spore Burst Gloom bugs. So if you were playing on Tuesday and didn't notice any of the new enemy types, well, that's why. But everything has since been fixed, and now the Gloom bugs are now back and active, and they are here in full force. There are a ton of enemies when you play on the new Gloom mission. So if you need some ideas for different loadouts to help take out the Terminids, then check out my previous video here, where I go over 4 really great loadouts to help deal with the Terminid scum. But that is not all. With the latest patch earlier this week, they introduced some new Superstore changes. They said, "We have re-enabled the 3-page Superstore. We hope this will ease the frustration for waiting for items to rotate back in over a long period. Let us know what you think." And yes, now the Superstore has 3 different pages of things to choose from. So if you're a returning player that took a break after a while and you needed help catching up on all the Superstore items, now with the Superstore displaying 3 pages every single day, this is a great way to help get caught up. Next, let's take a look at the major order. As of recording this video, there's a little less than 2 days left to complete it. So far, we've completed 2 out of the 3 objectives. We easily killed 1 billion Terminids in like the first day. That was not a problem at all. We have now successfully extracted with 100 million common samples, but we are unfortunately still struggling to capture Fori Prime. We have only 16.7% as of recording this video, and it doesn't look like we're going to get it completely captured by the time the major order goes up, but I could be wrong. We've band together and we're able to complete crazier major orders in the past, so you never know. But with it being the weekend, you always see additional players coming in on the weekend, so maybe if we all band together, we can push through and finally liberate Fori Prime. Then next, if we take a look at the black hole is on the move again. It is slowly creeping toward Super Earth. It is now scooched forward past the debris of Angel's Venture, so it is making some progress. My guess is it'll probably take another week or 2 before it starts to reach the next planet. And then earlier this week, the known issues page for Helldivers 2 was updated. There has been a lot of reported issues since the latest patch. A lot of people have been complaining about different things on Discord and Reddit, and now this page reflects some of those issues that have been reported from the community. So if there's any issues that you're experiencing and they show up on this list, just keep in mind that the devs are aware of it and they're trying to actively fix it as we speak. The big one for me here is towards the bottom. It says ultimatum projectiles may disappear after hitting an enemy. That has happened to be a number of different times, and let me tell you, when the only thing you bring to deal with Bile Titans is the ultimatum, and then the ultimatum projectile disappears when it hits the Bile Titan, it doesn't go well for you. So I definitely hope that gets fixed immediately. So next up, I want to get into some of the developer and community manager replies on Discord over the past week. They gave us some additional info that we didn't previously know, which is nice. Starting with B Vitamin here. B Vitamin responded to this question about the sub-objectives. If you didn't know, there's this current glitch going on right now where on the new Gloom map, some of the sub-objectives just don't activate and they don't work at all, so you cannot complete them. They said, where the mission stratagems can't be called in, we're looking into it, but we're struggling to reproduce the issue. Wondering if there's some requirement or trigger needed for it to happen. So far in all the testing, they've been available as intended. We'll keep looking into it, but any extra info is appreciated. So if you guys have any evidence of this happening, just record a clip of it and then just tag the developers on Discord, so hopefully we can get that resolved ASAP. Next up, we have Jojo, the QA lead, responding to some people here, saying that the recoilless shots sometimes phase through Bile Titans. It's weird. Same thing going on with the ultimatum. He says, and the ultimatum projectiles vanish sometimes. I'm looking into it, but reproducing it has been a bit annoying. Then this person says, same with the commando and the recoilless and the eat. So I wasn't aware that these things were happening to the recoilless and the eat. And somebody provided with a couple of clips, and he says, nice footage, thank you. I was hoping it would be maybe badly telegraphed hitboxes, but some of those hitboxes are dead on. We'll keep digging. So that's just further clarification that the devs are aware of this issue. If you experience it using any of those weapons, if you hit an enemy with one of these weapons and your projectile just completely disappears, that's why. So next up, we have one of the developers that was responding to a bunch of different questions on Discord. What's interesting is we got a little bit of information, just a little bit of teases about some of the things that's to come here in the future. So we have this question say, I see a dev and I need to ask, will the mechs get more variants? I need a controllable Hulk with a saw and flamethrower. And the response says, there's a very slim chance Super Earth wouldn't develop new mechs. So I think that's a pretty safe bet that we're probably going to get some new mechs in the future. Hopefully we do get one with the flamethrower, because honestly that would be pretty cool. Then next up, we have, are there any new ship modules on the horizon? And the response was yes, at some point. There's a lot of exciting stuff on the horizon, though, to look forward to. This has been one of my biggest gripes for months now. I'm like level 143-ish, I think, somewhere around there. And I haven't had anything to do with the ship modules in months. I've had every single ship module upgraded for the longest time. Now, I play this game a lot as my job, so it makes sense for me to have everything unlocked. I feel like it's to the point now where even casual players that play this just every now and then are probably getting most of those ship upgrades fully unlocked at this point. Because when you don't add anything new, people are just sitting on those samples, and it gets kind of boring and repetitive after a while. So I hope this is pretty high up on their radar. But it is good to know that they are being worked on, and we are going to get them at some point. Then we have this question, any future crossover events planned? DRG would be a cool one, and the response was, we're in the very early stages of something new. And, take that as you will. Very early stages probably means we're not going to get one anytime soon. That could be 1 to 2 months or even longer. But if I had to guess, we're probably not going to see any more crossovers, at least through March and maybe even April. Then we had a question about long-form progression and platoons and guilds and stuff. And the response was, yes, there's some stuff cooking relevant to long-form progression. I'd like to avoid giving you a time frame, though. It'll come when it's ready. So they are looking to add some long-form progression upgrades for us Helldivers. So my hope is that this is just a complete overhaul to the weapons, the armor, just different things for us to spend our samples on outside of the ship upgrades. Like, let me spend my samples to get a new weapon attachment. Let me spend my samples to customize my armor in a different way. And then we had this question about making the game harder. And this question pops up every so often. Like, people want the game to be harder in a number of different ways. And the response was, it sounds like you're looking for a greater challenge. The game is constantly evolving and improving, so you'll be happy to hear that we want to make the game more challenging for the players that seek that extra spice. Perhaps not always in the ways you'd expect. So I think what a lot of the community wants is a Helldive 11, Helldive 12. They want the game to be so hard that it's pretty much impossible to beat as a solo player. And you can definitely tell over the past couple weeks with the addition of these new enemies and the Gloom and the new Bile Titan bug holes, they're adding different things to the game to make the game harder without adding an entire new difficulty mode. And I don't know about you, but me playing on difficulty 10 now, especially against the new Predator enemies and those Bile Titan holes, it has definitely made the game a lot harder. I used to solo Helldive against the Terminids all the time, and now I only do it when I want to make videos or I want to do it for like a super hard challenge. I don't do it casually anymore because it has gotten a lot harder. If you don't take out those Bile Titan bug holes immediately, you will very quickly get overran with like 5 or 6 Bile Titans, and then, well, you're pretty much screwed. Same with those Predator enemies. Those new Predator enemies are insanely strong. The new Stalkers and Hunters are very aggressive and they can go invisible, and the new Gloom enemies explode when you kill them, so you can't really do melee builds against those guys. So I personally think the game has definitely been getting harder over the past couple of weeks. But that pretty much does it for everything that I found to be interesting over the past week. It was kind of a slow news week, not much really was going on, but sometimes that's just how it works out. Sometimes there just isn't that much news going on in a week, which is why I kind of want to do these on Saturdays. That way I can pick and choose what news is exciting, and I'm not clickbaiting you, and I'm not making a 8+ minute video where I just read comments and Reddit posts for like 5 out of those 8 minutes. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Any and all comments are welcome. Consider giving me a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. That way you don't miss out on any future Helldivers 2 news videos. And that is going to do it for me, and I will talk to you all next time.